Hello everybody, I hope everybody's having a good day, and today we're going to have another little training session, and we are going to talk about the service program. We're going to talk about the service program on the back end. So this is going to be administration access only, and if you're watching this video, you have been given that access by Yvonne. So we're going to start by, this is not going to be accessed out in the field, it's not going to be the mobile app. We're going to come over here, we're going to click on the service program. Okay, this is going to bring up your user login. You can use your login that you have. That's going to be your first name, and then your password is going to be your first name as well. Also currently, and this may change, but currently we do have the old-fashioned admin still on here set up. So we're going to log in as that. Okay, so the very first thing it's going to bring up is your QuickBooks maintenance menu. Now this program basically, it's a secondary program that works off of QuickBooks. Now, to update from QuickBooks, you're going to need to have QuickBooks open. This isn't something that we're going to talk about today. Not sure if this is something that you would need to use. If we move into areas where Yvonne has you doing things that you need to do this, we'll talk about it more in detail. For now, all we're going to do is we're going to come up here once we've logged in and click on close. Okay, so the very first thing you're going to see here is that there's a tremendous amount of information in the service program. The service program, it can be complicated, but once you learn it, it's really not. The thing about the service program, however, is there's a lot of different settings that can be made, and you can do something that really can mess up all of the routes if you're not careful. So it's not something that you want to really just go in and just start clicking on things and experimenting. You know, I'm going to learn this, see how it works and how it is. You have to be a little bit careful. I know from experience. I caused myself some problems. First thing that you're going to see on here really is going to be the employee task list. We're not going to be using this. It pops up automatically. We're going to simply close out of this. Okay. Today, mostly what we're going to be talking about is the route schedule. Okay. What that means is basically as you have your people out in the field changing their routes, adding stops, taking away stops, things of this nature. Basically, essentially their schedule. Okay, so this is where you're going to be working. You're going to be working up here in the route schedule. Okay, so you're going to simply click on the route schedule. Okay, so this is going to bring up your route schedule window, and it brings up all of the routes for the week that we are currently working in. Okay, so I'm going to talk just a little bit about your top area here, and then you've got your bottom area down here. So it's kind of like a sandwich, if you will. Your top section up here really you're going to use for narrowing down your fields. They're filters essentially. So it's what you're going to be using to pull up the best view you can for an employee. This does not have a calendar view. That is the only drawback that TSP has, is no calendar view, but you can look at it slightly differently in the same way. So we're going to come up with an example here. So let's say that we want to take a look at Tanya's schedule currently. So we're going to come up here, we'll go to route, or you can go to assign to. Either one will work. You come down here, click on that. Okay, that is automatically going to bring up all of her stops for this current week. Okay. Now let's say that we want to go into today's stops. Today is the 11th. So we're going to click on route day. Okay, and then for this, you're going to enter for that to bring it up. Okay. So now what we have is we have a more concise view. We are looking at one employee's stops for a specific day. So Tanya can take a look at what's going on here, and we will talk a little bit about the setup in this. So frequency, that is going to be, is it a weekly stop, every 2 weeks, once a month? Route, again, it's going to be the employee's route. Date, and I know this is all pretty self-explanatory, but still I want to cover everything. Actually going to give you the day of the week. Who is it currently assigned to? Assign date. This is going to be the stop count. So this is something that we set. This is the order that the stops are going to show up in. You've got the customer name. You've got special notes, route notes, special instructions. And then we page over to the right here. We also have zones. This is something we do not have set up yet. Zones are going to be used for route mapping. These are going to be tools that Yvonne can use to come up with the best strategies for routing employees, and something that you both can use as well. To do this, we have to basically come up with zones. What are those zones going to be? Maybe this zip code, maybe this city, and then you have to go through and you have to manually set all of those. Once you do that, there's some other tools that open up to us as far as route mapping. The only other thing that we're really going to use is you're going to have your start time over here. Okay, this will populate to the mobile app. We are not currently using end time. Now, this is, as you know, I mean, the cleaning, you keep cleaning until the job's done. If you ever have in the future a particular stop, let's say it's an official building like the police station, and they say, well, you have to be out of here. Let's say you're going to start at, well, let's just call it Old City Hall. Let's say you started at Old City Hall at 11 a.m. and for some reason you have to be out of there by 12 o'clock. I mean, it's a hard out. Well, we could set that here. But for now, we really don't have anything like that. It's just, it is a tool that you can use in the future if you need. Okay. So we'll get a little bit more into this. You can, whenever you've got a blue, that means you can click on it. You can get into it. You can double click it. That's going to bring up all of your choices here. Okay. We don't want it to be making any changes in here. There's really no reason. Okay. Another note is that we are often used to using your X to log out of something or drop out of something. The only time that you really use this is in that initial window. When that task window came up, it doesn't give you an option for a close. You use that X. All other times, your close is basically the same as your save. Okay, so if you're working in the program and you've made some changes and you come up here and you click out of it, it may not save that information. So you always want to get in the habit of using close. Okay? So then you're going to come over here. We've already talked about the route day. Keep coming over. You got your customer here. You can double click on that and it's going to bring up your customer information. You've got all of your basic information, contact, email. This is all information that administrators are going to use. You both have full administrator capabilities. Okay, so this is not going to be information that's going to go to people out in the field. It's going to have everything, including your billing and just basically everything that we need. Not something you're going to be using probably right off the bat in the future, possibly. We have pricing, if we need to make any changes to pricing. This is going to get into that. Go back to detail here. Okay, so we're going to get out of this window. So what are we going to do? We're going to page over. Sometimes you won't see the close. So maybe you're thinking there's not there. You're going to click out of here. Nope. You want to go ahead and just page over. Hit that close button. Okay, we're going to come back over here to route notes. Double click on your route notes. These are going to be your special instructions. Okay, we talked about this in the mobile app. This is basically going to come straight off of the directions sheets that we have been using. It's going to have all of your regular information about the stop, the things that you're going to see and use and do on a regular basis. We talked about in the mobile app. Excuse me, I apologize. We talked about in the mobile app. This is also an area where we're going to be able to add in some special notes. So let's add in a little bit of room here. Let's say we want to add in some route notes for one of your stops for one of your people. Okay, you get a notification from a client, or maybe Yvonne lets you know that this particular stop, they want you to clean an extra space. Okay, we're always going to do the week ending. Okay, we're going to put in whatever that week's going to be. For now, we're in current week, so week ending is going to be 6/12. Okay, this is what's going to let the employee know that this is something that's current and that they need to look at. And then here we can, put in clean room X. Click on close. It's going to show up here. It's going to be the very first thing that's going to show up. Okay. Questions about any of this type of thing? Again, you can always reach out to me. My email is going to be douglas@christiancleaning.com, and you can also get my phone number, and you can text me as well. You can get that from Yvonne. I don't want to put that on this public YouTube video. Okay, so this is the structure up here for the route schedule. Okay, let's say that you're done with what you're doing and you want to get out of your filters that you've used here. A really easy way to do that is come up here and just click on reset, and that's going to bring you back to everybody's routes. Alright, so let's talk about a scenario and how you can make this work for you and what you might use it for. Very, very common thing that might happen is, let's say that you have a stop for Pam, and Pam calls in. Pam is not feeling well. She's not going to be able to make her stops for the evening. Okay, so we want to use our filters. Let's pull up Pam's stops. Okay, and let's say that that stop is on today. Use that calendar, pull up today's stops. Always gonna have to hit enter for that to pop up. Now we've got Pam stops. Let's say that that stop is Greenwood Baptist Church, and it may be all of the stops, if an employee calls in sick, but for an example, we're going to talk about Greenwood Baptist Church. So here, what you can do is you can simply change who it's assigned to. Okay, you got this, and you've got let's just say that for now Maureen has said, yes, I can take that stop, I will clean that for her. You can hit that. Again, enter, which kind of sets it. And you can come up here, hit reset, pull those filters out. That stop is now going to be moved to marine schedule. That's simple. I'm going to go up here, I'm going to pull up marine stop because I want to make sure that I move that back to Pam. Okay. So it was this stop right here. Come back down here, reassign it to Pam, reset. Alright, we are back to the initial page. So let's talk about adding a new stop or even building a schedule for somebody. Okay, let's say that we're looking at Pam's schedule. Come in here, isolate for Pam. Okay, and let's say we are looking at Pam's schedule for the 12th. Okay, we already have a lot of stops here for Pam. This may be, a situation where you don't have very many if we're adding, so please don't be confused by this. This is the regular stops that we already have scheduled for her. But let's say we're going to add a stop. You're going to start left to right. You're going to come in here. Very first thing you're going to set is how often is that stop. Okay, weekly, monthly. We do have a one-time. Okay, the one-time stop is going to be something that, it's just a unique one-off. Somebody has something specific they need cleaned, or maybe we're even doing a training session or something like that. That is set to drop off after it is used just once. Okay, a lot of these stops are going to be weekly. We're just going to set for weekly. The route that we're going to use is going to be under Pam. Okay, you're going to put in the date. Then you can just tab over. It's going to auto-populate the day, the assigned date. And in here, you can change your stop order. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just put 7. If I were to put in 3, it would then change it to the 3rd spot, and it would renumber the rest of these. So it's going to do it for you. And I'm going to tab over, and we're going to put in a stop. Let's just say it's the animal shelter. Okay, obviously you can pull that up like that. Tab over. It's going to automatically pull up the special instruction sheet for the animal shelter. Then if there's any special notes that are other than the special instructions, you can go ahead and do your week ending so the employee knows that there is something unique they have to pay attention to. Apologize. Then you're going to come over here, you're going to set your start time. Say that start time is after the stop that she currently has. It's at 7 p.m. Long day. You now have set the stop for Pam for this day. This at this point will not show up in the mobile app. Okay? We have it on the back end. So you may have a new employee, and you're going through and you're completely building a route schedule for that employee. Or maybe even somebody has left and you're simply reassigning those stops to the person. But let's say that we have 3 new buildings we're cleaning, we have a new employee, you're building this from scratch. You can go through and you can build everything. It's not going to change anything on the mobile side, okay, until we sync it to the mobile devices. Now, real quick, in this, there's a section down here, okay, select route, beginning date, ending date. post route. This is a section we do not want to touch. This is something that we can essentially wipe out all of the stops for the week, which would not be good. That would mean having to get in and completely rebuild it all, taking some time so the employees have their stops. So we don't want to use this. We can get into this in the future depending on need and what everybody is doing. But for now, let's just completely leave this blank. Come back up here, we've got our stops. So let's say you've finished for the day, you've finished what you're doing. You're then going to come up here. You always want to make sure that you close and save. You're going to come up here to sync mobile devices. Okay, let's open that up. It's going to give you a couple different options here. Okay, you're going to see sync legacy mobile devices. Please ignore this. What this is this is a window for some old software programs that the company utilized, and they have not pulled this out yet. They're going to. We're only up in this area right here. You've got sync all. If you have made a lot of changes in a lot of different areas, maybe even you've added in an employee or taken an employee out, you can go ahead and sync all. It's going to take a little bit of time. It's not terribly long. I mean, it's probably 5 to 10 minutes. I would assume 10 minutes. Something that you might do at the end of your day. However, let's say you just made a quick change to a route. Somebody called in sick. An arrow down, and you're just going to click on routes because that's really all you want to do. And then you want to click on sync. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to pull forward the stop that we just created in PAMS into the mobile app, because it's not a stop that is real. So you can just click on sync. It's going to take just a couple minutes, pretty quick, especially if there's not a lot of information that's been changed. And you click on close. We're going to come back over here to route schedule. Click on that. And then I want to go ahead and remove the stop I just created for PAM. We're just going to pull down here. PAM. Route day. What route day was that? We were working on the 12th. Enter into that. And you can see down here, this is the stop that we had for the animal shelter that we added in. Now, we're not changing the stop to somebody else. This is not something that needed to be brought in. This is something I did just as an example. So let's say you've got a stop that's not going to anybody else, but you need to get rid of it. All you can do is come over here, right click, delete record. Sure you're about to delete this? Yes, I am. And it's gone. Okay. Then you're going to come up here and you're going to close out of this. So that is the basics of building your route schedule and making simple changes to the route schedule, and how to upload those to the mobile side, the mobile app. Again, should you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I am more than happy to help. Okay? Thank you very much. Have a good day.